You know that saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Well, it turns out there might be a whole lot more truth to that old wives' tale than any of us realized, especially when it comes to one of the biggest silent health threats facing millions of us today, high cholesterol. We hear about it all the time from our doctors, we see it on food labels, but what is it actually doing inside our bodies? And more importantly, could something as simple, delicious, and affordable as an apple really be a secret weapon in managing it? What if I told you that the science behind this is not only real, but also incredibly fascinating? Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the story of how this humble fruit, an apple, teams up with your body to tackle bad cholesterol, and it's a story filled with tiny superheroes, gel-like substances, and a gut microbiome that acts like a personal army. This isn't just folklore. It's biology in action, and by the end of this, you're going to see that apple sitting on your counter in a whole new light. Let's start by getting to know our opponent. Cholesterol itself isn't the villain it's often made out to be. In fact, your body absolutely needs it. Think of cholesterol as a fundamental building block, a tiny, waxy, fat-like molecule that is essential for life. It's a crucial component of the outer membrane of every single one of your cells. This membrane is like the cell's skin, its protective barrier, and cholesterol acts like the reinforcement, giving it stability and flexibility so your cells don't just flop around. It's also the raw material your body uses to manufacture important hormones like estrogen and testosterone, the very chemicals that dictate so much of how our bodies function and develop. It's used to make vitamin D when your skin is exposed to sunlight, and it's even used to produce bile acids, which are essential for digesting the fats you eat. So, cholesterol is not a poison, it's a vital construction material. The problem isn't cholesterol itself. The problem is the transportation system and the amount of it circulating in your blood. This is where the concept of good and bad cholesterol comes in. Because cholesterol is a fat, and blood is mostly water, and as we know, oil and water don't mix. These cholesterol particles can't just float around freely in your bloodstream. They need a vehicle. These vehicles are called lipoproteins, and they are essentially little packages made of proteins and fats that transport cholesterol and other fats, called triglycerides, around your body to where they are needed. The two most important types of these vehicles are low-density lipoprotein, or LDL, and high-density lipoprotein, or HDL. LDL is often labeled the bad cholesterol. Imagine LDL as a clumsy, overloaded delivery truck. Its job is to take cholesterol from the liver and deliver it to your cells. But if there are too many of these trucks on the road, or if they are carrying too much cargo, they can start to bump into the walls of your arteries, those vital pipes carrying blood from your heart to the rest of your body. When these LDL particles crash or get damaged, they can leave behind little droplets of cholesterol that stick to the artery walls. Over time, these droplets can build up, forming hard, thick deposits called plaques in a process known as atherosclerosis. This is like rust building up inside a pipe. As the plaque grows, it narrows the passageway, making it harder for blood to flow through. This forces your heart to work harder to pump blood, raising your blood pressure. Even worse, these plaques can become unstable, rupture, and cause a blood clot to form right then and there. If that clot blocks a narrowed artery completely, it can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. So, LDL is bad because high levels of it lead to this dangerous plaque buildup. On the flip side, we have HDL, the good cholesterol. Think of HDL as the dedicated garbage truck or recycling vehicle of your bloodstream. It cruises around, picking up excess cholesterol from your arteries and tissues, including the cholesterol that those messy LDL trucks might have dropped off, and carries it back to the liver. The liver is the recycling and disposal center. It either repurposes the cholesterol or breaks it down and removes it from the body as waste. So, HDL helps to clean up the mess, preventing plaque from forming and even helping to shrink existing plaque. Therefore, when we talk about managing cholesterol for heart health, the goal is twofold: to lower the number of those messy LDL delivery trucks and to increase the number of efficient HDL garbage trucks. And this, my friends, is exactly where our superstar, the apple, makes its grand entrance. it doesn't just work on one front. It cleverly tackles this problem from multiple angles, and it all starts with a very special kind of carbohydrate that most of us don't get enough of: fiber. When you bite into a crisp, juicy apple, you're getting a fantastic package of nutrients, vitamins like vitamin C, various B vitamins, potassium, and a range of powerful plant compounds called antioxidants. But the real magic, the secret sauce for cholesterol management, lies in two types of fiber: soluble and insoluble. The skin of the apple is primarily insoluble fiber. This is the rough, tough stuff that doesn't dissolve in water. It adds bulk to your stool and helps food move quickly through your digestive system, which is great for keeping you regular and preventing constipation. It's like the broom that sweeps your intestines clean. But the soluble fiber is the true headliner in our cholesterol story. This type of fiber, found predominantly in the fleshy part of the apple, dissolves in water to form a thick, gel-like substance inside your gut. The most important soluble fiber in apples is a specific type called pectin. You might know pectin as the substance used to thicken jams and jellies. Well, inside your body, it does something equally remarkable. Imagine you've just eaten a meal. That meal likely contains some dietary cholesterol and, more significantly, fats that your body will use to produce its own cholesterol. Your body's process for dealing with these fats involves bile acids. Bile acids are made by your liver from cholesterol, and they're stored in your gallbladder. When you eat fat, the gallbladder squirts these bile acids into your small intestine. Their job is to act like a detergent, breaking down large globules of fat into tiny droplets so that enzymes can digest them and your body can absorb the fatty acids. This is a crucial process for utilizing the energy from fats. Now, here's where the apple's soluble fiber, pectin, steps in. As that apple moves through your digestive system, the pectin dissolves and forms a viscous gel. This gel doesn't just sit there, it gets in the way. It physically entraps those bile acids, along with the cholesterol and fats they were trying to emulsify. It's like throwing a net over them. Because this gel-like fiber is too large and bulky to be absorbed through the wall of your small intestine, it continues its journey down the digestive tract, taking the trapped bile acids with it. Eventually, both the fiber and the trapped bile acids are excreted from your body as waste. So, you've just effectively used an apple to usher some cholesterol right out of your system. But the story doesn't end there. Your body is a brilliant, adaptive machine. It needs those bile acids to digest fats. The loss of these bile acids is a signal that cannot be ignored. The liver, which is the body's cholesterol production factory, gets the message that it needs to produce more bile acids to replenish the supply. And what is the primary raw material the liver uses to manufacture new bile acids? You guessed it, cholesterol. To make more bile, the liver has to pull cholesterol out of the bloodstream. It does this in two ways. First, it increases the number of receptors on its own cells. These receptors are like little docking stations that latch onto LDL particles, the bad cholesterol delivery trucks, circulating in the blood, pull them out of circulation, and break them down to harvest the cholesterol inside to make new bile. Second, it also just ramps up its own internal activity to synthesize more bile. The net result of this whole beautiful chain of events is a double win: the direct removal of cholesterol and bile acids by a fiber, and the liver's subsequent efforts to pull more LDL cholesterol out of the blood to replace what was lost. This is the primary and most well-understood mechanism by which apples, and specifically the soluble fiber in them, help to lower your LDL cholesterol levels. It's a natural, gentle, and highly effective process. However, apples offer more than just fiber. They're also packed with a group of powerful plant compounds known as polyphenol. These are antioxidants found in the skin and the flesh, and they play a supporting role that is just as crucial. You see, the danger of LDL cholesterol isn't just about the quantity, it's also about the quality. LDL particles can become damaged through a process called oxidation. Think of it like this: when you cut an apple and leave it out, it turns brown. That's oxidation. Similar processes happen inside your body due to stress, pollution, and unhealthy foods. When LDL cholesterol gets oxidized, it becomes even more dangerous and inflammatory. It's like the delivery truck not only is clumsy, but also now has sticky tires, making it far more likely to get stuck and contribute to that damaging plaque in your artery walls. This is where apple's polyphenol, like quercetin, catechin, and florizin, come to the rescue. They act as powerful antioxidants, swooping in and neutralizing the free radicals, the unstable molecules that cause this oxidation, before they can damage the LDL particles. By protecting LDL from oxidation, these polyphenols effectively make the LDL less harmful, reducing its ability to drive the formation of arterial plaque. It's like putting a protective coating on those delivery trucks to prevent them from getting damaged and causing trouble. The benefits extend even further into the incredible world of your gut microbiome. That gel-like soluble fiber, the pectin, isn't just a net that catches bile. It's also a premier, 5-star food source for the trillions of beneficial bacteria that live in your large intestine. You see, we humans don't have the enzymes to break down and digest fiber ourselves. It travels down to our colon relatively intact. But the bacteria that reside there absolutely love it. Pectin is a prebiotic fiber, meaning it's the food that feeds the probiotics, your good gut bugs. When you eat an apple, you're essentially throwing a lavish feast for these bacteria. They ferment the pectin, and as they break it down, they produce incredibly important short-chain fatty acids, SC-phase, as metabolic byproducts. The most notable of these are acetate, propionate, and butyrate. These SC-phase are not just waste, they are absorbed into your bloodstream and have profound effects on your entire body. Butyrate, for instance, is the primary fuel for the cells lining your colon, keeping your gut wall healthy and strong. Propionate, however, is particularly important for our cholesterol story. When propionate travels to the liver, it has been shown to slow down the liver's own internal production of cholesterol. Remember, your liver produces cholesterol regardless of what you eat because your body needs it. By giving your gut bacteria the fuel to create propionate, you're essentially gently tapping the brakes on the liver's cholesterol-making machinery, leading to a natural decrease in the amount of cholesterol it releases into your bloodstream. So, through this fascinating gut-liver axis, the humble apple is once again working its magic, not just removing cholesterol, but also subtly influencing its production. Now, let's talk about the practicalities. You might be wondering, how many apples are we talking about here? The research is encouraging. Studies have shown that meaningful effects on cholesterol levels can be seen with the consumption of 1 to 2 apples per day. For instance, a notable study published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that healthy adults who ate 2 apples a day for 2 months saw significant reductions in their LDL cholesterol levels compared to a control group who drank a matched apple beverage that lacked the fiber. This highlights a crucial point. While apple juice does contain some of the vitamins and polyphenol, it is largely stripped of its fiber content, especially if it's clear, filtered juice. To get the full cholesterol-lowering benefit, you want to eat the whole fruit, skin and all, as a great portion of the fiber and polyphenol are concentrated in the skin. Incorporating an apple into your daily routine is wonderfully simple. It's the perfect portable snack. You can chop it into your morning oatmeal or yogurt, adding a satisfying crunch and sweetness. You can slice it and add it to salads for a fresh twist. You can even bake them for a warm, comforting dessert. The key is consistency. Making a whole apple a regular part of your daily diet is what allows these mechanisms, the bile acid binding, the antioxidant protection, the gut fermentation, to work continuously and effectively over time. It's also important to view the apple not as a miracle cure, but as a powerful component of an overall heart-healthy lifestyle. The best results are seen when apple consumption is part of a diet that is also low in saturated and trans fats found in fried foods, processed snacks, and fatty cuts of meat, and rich in other fibrous foods like oats, barley, beans, lentils, and a variety of other fruits and vegetables. Regular physical activity is also a proven way to boost your HDL, the good garbage truck cholesterol, and help manage weight, which is another factor in cholesterol levels. So, think of the apple as a delicious and potent ally in your toolkit, a natural food that has evolved to work in harmony with your body's own complex systems to promote better health. In wrapping up, the journey of an apple through your body is a testament to the elegance of nature. From the moment you take that first crunchy bite, you're setting in motion a sophisticated series of events. The soluble fiber forms a gel, trapping and removing cholesterol-rich bile acids. Your liver responds by pulling more LDL cholesterol from your blood to make new bile. The polyphenol act as bodyguards, protecting your cholesterol from becoming oxidized and more dangerous. And finally, the fiber feeds your gut microbiome, which in return produces compounds that help regulate cholesterol production in the liver. It's a holistic, multi-pronged strategy that no single pill could ever perfectly replicate. So, the next time you see an apple, don't just see a piece of fruit. See a natural marvel, a tiny cholesterol-regulating power plant, a testament to the idea that sometimes the simplest, most accessible foods can be some of the most powerful medicines we have. It turns out that an apple a day might just do a lot more than keep the doctor away. It might just help keep your heart happily beating for a long, long time.